to another edition of Motoring Northwest with me, Mark Stone, Ken the Cam, and Honda's super green, super economical Honda CRZ Coupe. This is the new, slightly revised bodywork edition. It's been made even more slippery with a 0.30 drag coefficient, which means it cleaves its way through the air nice and cleanly. This car is a lesson and an education in how modern technology works. Beneath the bonnet, you've got a 1.5 petrol engine and you've got an electric motor. The new, slightly slipperier shape definitely adds to the CRZ's looks. From the new front, the new sloping profile, down to the cam tail. Even the door handles are flushed and Frenched so they don't cause any drag. Now, before we look at the inside, particularly, there is just one design fault on this car which seems to infect all two-door Hondas, and it's the driver's seat. Granted, the rear seats in this, which allow it to be classed as a 2.2, though you will struggle to find two people or even one person who can fit in the back, the rear seats will be used as a small shelf. Any driver worth his salt, or their salt, or her salt, always likes to get their position of the driver's seat exactly where they want it to be, for maximum comfort, maximum visibility, and to make getting to the controls, steering wheel, etc. as easy as possible. The Honda giving rake and reach fore and aft, so the steering column will be exactly where you want it to be. Problem: you want to get to the rear seat, lift that, tilt forward, get what you want. The seat automatically goes back to the full vertical position. No matter what you do, it constantly keeps returning to that position, which means every time you get back in the car, you have to readjust it to get the seat back to where you want it to be. And as anybody knows, finding the perfect driving position time after time isn't always easy. One way around it is to correct the design of the seat, or, since it's a modern advanced car, give it at least one or two seat memories. The one surprising thing about the little coupe is it isn't bad on cargo capacity. Working on the theory that you will use it purely as a two-seater, open the little hatchback, and the luggage space isn't too bad. You can fold the back seats, such as they are, down and make a flat load bed. Equally, since there's no spare wheel, there's just tools and a pump underneath the floor. If you can find a more convenient way to stow them, you could take out this huge polystyrene tray and add yourself half as much again in luggage capacity. If you did that, you've got a very, very capable small car for two people, for daily use, or for even a little bit of touring. If there is another negative about the body style, whilst the glass panels are across the top, down the back and down to the rear bumper look good, to support them inside you get this huge cross member, and the cross member runs exactly across your line of sight when you're looking in the rear view mirror. You can see the bottom of the car behind you or the top of the car behind you, but more importantly, you can't see the entirety of the car behind you, which gives you a far better idea of the proximity of the vehicle following you. Inside. Now, this car costs just over £21,000. Not a bad price for the technology you're getting, the style you're getting, and the fact you're getting Honda's reliability and renowned engineering. The downside is hard surfaces. Come on, Honda, even if you put a few quid more on, give it a slightly softer interior. The two front seats, very, very comfortable. Very comfortable indeed. The back seats, as I've said, they're there. They're great to look at. They're great as a parcel shelf. They'll keep your shopping nice and comfortable. But I doubt very much whether you'll find a human being small enough to actually sit in them, because anybody of my height, not a chance. The other thing is, this has the panoramic glass sunroof, which is great, because from my point of view, with the slide in the forward position, my head's jammed against the roof and the seat is set as low as it'll go. Right, the dashboard. There's more readouts than a NASA space station in here. You have a big central ref counter with a digital speed reader dashboard. In the middle, you've got a normal analog ref counter, in the middle of which you have got a digital speed readout. Also, you have 3 different driving modes located here, which is very easy to switch between. You've got Eco, which makes the car a little bit dull to drive, Normal and Sport. Dependent on which you have it in, the centre of the ref counter lights up accordingly. In Sport it's red, in the other 2 it's blue, but the more economically you drive, they change green. Equally, all the different readouts. It tells you which way the power is flowing. Is it flowing out? Is it flowing in? Is it working simpatico? Is everything working as it should do? Are you driving economically? Are you doing what you should do to preserve the planet and to make the car deliver its utmost? Apart from that, typical Honda, this is all quite futuristic, but everything is literally to fingertip. Not to hand, to fingertip. Everything is easy to find and easy to locate. Likewise, little 6-speed gearbox. Short throw gear lever, very, very quick between the gears. Very nice to use. Proper little sports gearbox. Depends what you're after. This car is here to educate you. It's here to show you how you can have style, you can have form, you can have cutting edge design. You can also be green. You can be good to the planet, good to your wallet, but if you need be, flick the switch and you can have a little bit of fun in it. The only thing I would say against the interior is, it is, as I've said, a little bit plasticky in places, and you've got to be on decent terms with the person sat next to you. Anybody who watches television, which is probably nearly everybody out there, will have seen Honda's adverts advertising their latest high-end technology, which in many respects transcends many other manufacturers. And in the CRZ, they've brought a high percentage of it together. This car challenges you. It challenges you to be as good as it is, to be as green as it is, to be able to drive how it tells you to drive. It will drive exactly as you want it to, but if you work with it, you'll develop a different style. A style that will see your fuel gauge stay nearer the full mark than the empty mark than in many other vehicles. Also, the style. You cannot knock this car for its style. Apart from the smoothness of it, which allows it to cleave through the air, it is just the sort of car that attracts a lot of attention because it just looks good. Okay, as it's known by the factory, exciting yellow may not be the way to go for you, but you cannot deny this car looks the part. So, from Motoring Northwest, Ken the Man the Cam, and myself and Honda's Super Green Lean Machine, till next time, safe driving.